Alright, so welcome back to the channel. I am Jeremy of Brendle Concepts, and we are now up to episode 6 on Project Rising Sun. Today we are actually going to pick up where we left off last time. I was planning on actually having the front end mocked up to basically here for today's episode, but to be honest, I got sucked down the rabbit hole of the rear fascia and I couldn't let it go. So yeah, so this is where we are at, and I'm really excited about doing this part of it. The rear fascia was a big question mark for me. Looking at this build, I wasn't sure how I wanted to do it. Originally, I was thinking about cutting off the winglets. There's a couple of things on this car that Toyota really kind of, in my opinion, really fell short. That's one of them. The placement of the winglet makes it weird to me. I understand kind of why they did it, because they were trying to lift the bottom of the car up for appearances. However, the winglets themselves are kind of fake looking, they're cheap looking, and on top of that, what's behind there is stamped right into the bumper, so doing anything with it is pretty much a nightmare. I had planned on, like I said, taking the winglets off and blending my wheel wells back into the plastics of the rear fascia. That would have been okay, but I really am kind of a stickler about incorporating as much of the OEM car as I possibly can into my designs. So getting rid of something that I felt was a distinct part of the Supra kind of went against how I design and how I build. So I was kind of stuck in this limbo area of what I wanted to do. And really what I decided is, since we were creating the opening in front of the rear wheel, I am going to create this opening behind the rear wheel. Now, it's kind of interesting because it blends very well back into the rear fascia. The lower section here will be a flat blade that will come up and blend into the bottom, which will allow me to extend further and down into the rear fascia, which is great because I did not want to have to redo the entire rear fascia from scratch. So I'm able to save the plastics and repurpose them, which is perfect for my design. This area here, I'm going to be bringing in this kind of C circular shape, and this will create the opening for the outlet of the air. Now, I will make them functional. I will make a tunnel out of fiberglass. We'll smooth it all out, and since the car is getting repainted anyway, it'll blend and look great. We'll be carrying the same theme up into the front. That's kind of what held me up, was figuring out how to incorporate this part into the front. Also, there is this shape in the gas door that I've been trying to put back into the design, because there's a few things on this car that when you look at it, it only appears like once. The gas door, for example, this circular shape, if you look at the car, other than the Toyota emblems, you really don't see it anywhere else. So by bringing this shape down into here, kind of bringing a little bit of continuity and flow back into my design and making some of these other shapes, you know, make sense. We'll be doing the same thing on the front bumper. There's a little bit of an overstep that you really don't see anywhere else on the car. I'm going to try and blend all that when we get to the front end as well. So that's pretty much where I'm at right now. Like I said, it took a little bit of time to get here. I went through several different versions of this. It was a little bit frustrating at times because, like I said, trying to incorporate as much of the OEM car as possible back into the design, it's a challenge. You know, sometimes chopping something off and starting from scratch is just easy because you can make it look like anything. But to actually get the original car so that when someone sees this thing come down the road and they see these original lines, they're gonna know what that is. You know, that was the original winglet, or, you know, the original whatever. So to be able to pull from there and create something else off of it, I think that, you know, will play very well into the design, and that is the theme we're going to try and carry through uniformly throughout the car. Real excited about ideas for the spoiler, you know, looking at the taillights. A lot of stuff to touch on for inspiration to move forward. It's kind of been a little bit of slow goings only because I had to work this stuff out. But make sure you keep checking back because the next episode, I should have the entire front end mocked up to this point. And that's going to be exciting because you'll be able to see, you know, the entire car front to back, what the grand scheme of this thing is and what it's really going to look like and how much wider, you know, you get the depth and dimension that you just kind of can't see yet. So make sure you're checking back. 2 weeks we'll be dropping that. And if you guys, you know, see anything, you know, you like it, let me know. I had a lot of positive feedback. Personally, in my personal life, people coming up and they are enjoying what they're seeing. So don't be afraid to comment. If you see it, you like it, make sure you subscribe. And we'll catch you guys next time. Thanks. So basically, I'm wearing this mic today thanks to Tom. And Tom, in a nutshell, said my audio sucks. So I went out and yeah, we got this little handy dandy Bluetooth mic, and I hope for Tom that my audio is crystal clear. All right, thanks, Tom.
And for everyone else too.
Yeah, and for everyone else.